Hey guys, this is Brad from Roadstead to Homestead. Just want to tell you what we're doing today. We're going to put up some of the insulation that we're going to use for our underpinning for our RV, and basic tools to do this job. Chalk line. You're going to use that to snap your lines on your foam. You don't want to cut this stuff twice. This stuff's very expensive. It's anywhere from $32 to $38 a sheet depending on where you live. So you're going to need a tape measure, chalk line. You're going to need some foil tape. I'll show you what that's for later. And I have not cut this stuff before, so I'm going to give it a shot with a skill saw. See how that works out. If it doesn't work out, a jigsaw. If that doesn't work, we'll go to a handsaw. So we'll figure that out as we move along. I've got my first one marked at 26 inches. I'm going to go ahead and cut that, and I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, guys, so we got our first 8-foot piece here, and what we've done, we've added a little bit, maybe a ½ inch or so extra, because we're going to wedge it underneath our camper. There's other ways of doing it. Some people will leave it longer and actually screw it into the sides of their trailer. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put holes in my camper, and we'll talk about that in another video. But what I'm going to do right now is just kind of test fit this, see how it kind of wedges underneath. Okay, see right down here, the last 3 feet or so were a little tight, so I'm going to trim that up, and we'll fit it in, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, so you see what we did. We just put a little trench, wedged it underneath, and then what we'll do is we'll use our foil tape. We'll tape it along the seam so we get an airtight fit, and then the gravel that we dug out, we're just going to push back up against the bottom here to create a nice seal all the way around the RV. Alright, and now what we got to do is repeat this about 30 times. So I'll see you guys here in a couple of hours. Alright, so it's been a couple of hours. I didn't just do this, by the way. I'll probably spend an hour over here. So let me show you what we've done. We cut a piece here. I worked around my stairwell so you can see how I boxed it in. It's important that you don't have any air leaks. So you can see it's all solid. There's I need to tape a few seams here and there, but it's all boxed in. There's no openings for air to exchange from underneath. And then around the wheel wells, because of the way they're made, I couldn't put the foam underneath and wedge it in, so I had to do this. And I just made a little cleat on each end that fit to the contours of the camper. And then I taped my board to that after I dug out the trenches like we talked about earlier. And then we taped it up with the Sure Tape to the actual camper itself. It's important you use the Sure Tape. Duct tape will give up in the cold, and it'll leave nasty residue all over the sides of your RV, so you don't want that on there. And here's where we're at. We're going to continue to work all around. The goal is to get to the backside on this end for the day, and then we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow and work on the other side of the camper. So I will see you guys in a day or two. Hey YouTube, this is Roadstead to Homestead, and this is day 2 of insulating our RV. You guys can see behind me, I've gotten around to the other side now, and I'm getting ready to close this section in here right there. And because of our wheel wells, they kind of puff out a little bit, I had to shim each one of the little pieces. You can see here how I made a little shim. And what we're going to do with this is this is going to set up against the camper. I'll show you. We'll set it in place. Kind of like that. And that leaves a space for the wheel well so that we didn't have to do some funky trimming. And then as with in the beginning of the video, we have to dig a trench out in the ground, set this in, put it on the camper, foil tape all the seams so that there's no air leaks, and then it's set. So I'm going to keep working here, and like I said, we've come all the way around here. It's taken us 2 days. We've used about 8 sheets of this foam. Runs about $32 a sheet, so it's not a cheap project, but it will keep you warm. So I'll see you guys when I'm finished. All right, guys, so it's day 3, and I'm gonna cap the ends off on the RV now. And on this end here, we've got a little bit of a problem because the concrete blocks that the RV is on are in the way of us putting a straight panel in. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put it at an angle like this. And so we're gonna have to cut some corner angles to go here. And measurements on my RV are 26 inches to here and 10 inches out to make our angle. So I'll go ahead and cut those angles, and I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Alright guys, so as you can see, the piece that I'm left over with is a little bit short. And because these boards are so expensive, we're going to use the scraps that are left over from the long sides of the trailer that we worked on to fill this in up here, and we'll just seam them together to create a single piece that fits the whole opening. And then I may leave this so that it can be lifted so I can get access to some of my stuff you see we have stored underneath, just in case we need to get to it later. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some scraps and start putting this thing together, and I'll see you guys when I'm finished. Alright guys, I got the final piece here laid in place. I'm going to go ahead and tape it up, and I'll let you guys watch. So here we go. Hey guys, we're at the back of the RV now, and I saved this part for last because I've got a lot of scraps and this area is going to require a lot of cuts, and I figured I could piece it in with the scraps that are left over. And as you can see here on my RV, I have a bike rack, there's bars that work underneath to hold that I'm going to have to trim around, and there's not a lot of room, so I'm going to have to kind of climb underneath there to work on it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to empty the rack behind me, get everything out of the way, and then start measuring and piecing my scraps that I have left over into place. I actually have no full pieces, I just have scraps left, so hopefully I can make it last and I don't have to spend another 38 bucks on another sheet. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright guys, so you can see here I cut an access panel. This is important because my sewer lines are under here if I need to get to them to maintenance them where they freeze in the wintertime. Also, I have a dump tank which has a valve right here, and I want to be able to go underneath and look for any air gaps. The best way to do that's during the daytime and look for places where light are coming through. So I'm going to take you guys with me. So I'm going to grab the camera. Let's crawl underneath here and see where we can find some spots where we need to seal it up a little bit tighter. Let's go. Oh, it's dark and scary. Okay guys, here we go. So as you can see, got my sewer section here, and we're gonna tighten that up. And we're basically, what we want to do is look at all the corners. Oh, there's light there, but we need this. This is our gas line. Don't see any light coming through any of those corners. Oh, a little bit down here. So we'll work on that. All right, let's go ahead and come on under and see what we can see. Okay. So, in the very back, there's a couple spots you see down near the bottom of the ground. Those are areas where I need to add a little more soil. So, and that looks like a pretty minor thing. Spin around here to the front, and that upper corner, you see there, a little bit of light, and a little bit of light along the ridges. Now, I purposely have not taped these ridges up here so you can see what the light looks like when it leaks through. And once I tape the ridges along the tops, that'll go away. So that's kind of what you're looking for when you poke your head underneath. And I'm going to go ahead and seal those up, and I will see you guys on my next project. This is Brad from Roadstead to Homestead, and I just want to do a walk around with the RV now that we've got the insulation on, and give you guys an idea of what we did. So let's go ahead and take a look. We'll go ahead and just walk under here. You can see behind me we've got the insulation underneath down there that we did. We've taped up all the seams all the way along. The only thing I haven't taped up yet is the access door, which you guys can see right there. We've got the sewer line over here, down over there. It's all covered over. All the way around back. You might notice up on the windows I have some foil, and I've got a video show you guys how to do that, what it is that I purchased, and how it works. Easy stuff. I'll show you that in another video. So come on around. We've got quite a bit of a mess here to clean up. You can see on the ground behind me. Got a whole bunch of extra pieces of foil we got to get rid of. And there's the front door. So that's all there is to it. It did take me 3 days. It's not a big deal, and it'll save me a lot in propane. And check out my next video. Show you how to insulate your windows on your RV, and catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.